Let's go down to Hobart now, where a Hobart councillor, Louise Elliott, found herself in some hot water for making comments at a council meeting that when it comes to transgender people going into toilets, there should be a men's toilet and a women's toilet and a something else toilet, a gender-neutral toilet that transgender people can go into and not scare anyone in a man's toilet or a woman's toilet. Seems a pretty reasonable position, but oh no, some of the other councillors on the Hobart Council said that is not good enough, it is discriminatory. So they went off and made a complaint, and Louise was then told, you have to undertake some diversity training. Now, we know about all this diversity training, it's shoved down our throats at work, all these modules they send you and must be done on time, otherwise you're going to get sacked or dock your pay or something. She goes off to this diversity training, gets given a sheet of information. Can you believe some of the stuff she was told, or told she must believe, about transgender people and transgender politics on this sheet? I'll read some of it to you. One of them says, nearly every story that has emerged in the media or research regarding this, transgender people, has been disproven or discredited. Trans women are not taking over or dominating women's sports, as has been the it's all bunkum, according to the diversity training. I think we can see with our own eyes that it's not, but it continues on. We don't question when children express an identity that aligns with the social and cultural norms associated with their gender assigned at birth. So why should we when they don't? Both are ways of a child expressing their gender. Childhood and adolescence are the time when people learn who they are and make decisions that express that identity. A person's sense of gender is not fixed and is not determined by their genitals or other sex characteristics, which also exist on the spectrum. Now, I didn't think sex or gender was a thing on the spectrum. I mean, you come out with a certain set of chromosomes and you come out with a certain set of genitalia, and that is your biological sex for life. But I think they've done a little 180 on themselves here, because they say, you know, we don't question when children express an identity that aligns with the social and cultural norms. So why should we question it when they express something that doesn't align with their gender assigned at birth? Like tomboys, for instance, you know, a girl who doesn't act girly and wants long hair, you know, she doesn't like pink things, she'd rather play with Tonka toys. What they're literally saying here what we say, right, which is there's nothing wrong with it. Right. If a girl wants to do boyish things, fine. If a boy wants to do girlish things, fine. It's not an issue, but it's all transgender. I mean, please.
The amazing thing to me about this is that she was referred to re-education, not by some activist that got upset, but by her council colleagues who didn't like what she said and then moved a motion that they all voted in favour of to drag her off for re-education. I spoke to Louise Elliott today and she said this re-education thing went for 1 hour. She said it started with someone talking about how transgendered people are often, you know, maligned, which is true. Then they had a transgendered person talk about how happy they are having changed gender. And then the handout that you read was just given out. There was no questions taken. There was no discussion of this handout. This was just given as a fact sheet. These are the things you must believe. And she was sent on her way. Unbelievable.
Just the very idea that anyone could be re-educated or brainwashed within the space of an hour by reading a handed out pamphlet. Like how
off to the internment camp.
Internment camp. But also it is really interesting reading the contents of it, because you now know what the regime demands of you.
Yes.
This is the way going forward. Nothing else is acceptable. We've seen this with Dr. Jordan Peterson, a much more famous scalp, intellectual titan, known and adored the world over, millions and millions of followers and views. He too is being sent to the re-education internment camp for the exact same offence. Yeah. So we know exactly what they're now trying to massage in, and if they can't massage in, well, the message is just don't say it. Think it, don't say it.
Incredible.